Hi and welcome to Watch the Time and my quick review on and comparison between two watches. And here are the two watches in question, and we have on the left the Dan Henry 1970 and on the right the Spinnaker Bradner. They're clearly both compressor style divers. Now neither of them are compressor dive watches, in that the point of a compressor diver is the deeper you go, the glass and the backs compress and make the watch more waterproof. Now these don't do that, they're just sort of they're styled on compressor divers. So one of the things to note is I wouldn't expect either of these to be worn as dive watches, and I will review them as such, because I don't think they would particularly work well as dive watches. People wear dive computers these days, not dive watches, and if I dive, which I do, I wear a G-Shock, Casio G-Shock, so I would never wear either of these divers. So I'm just going to go through some of the likes, dislikes, pros, cons. They're both in a sort of a similar price bracket at the moment. This is the 40mm Dan Henry. I believe it's sold out. It's a limited edition, so you can't get this anymore, but I believe you can still get the 44mm. And this Bradner is a new improved version of the Spinnaker Bradner, which currently isn't available at the time of making the video, but you can pre-order it, and if you do pre-order it, you get the chance to get a free Tropic strap, which, interestingly, this is the Tropic strap that the Dan Henry came on, and personally I don't like them. I find they stick to things and get caught up easily, so I don't actually like Tropic straps, but if you like them and you sign up, you'll get possibly get a free one. Now when you get these watches, the Spinnaker just comes in a sort of a cardboard box. The Dan Henry actually comes in a nice usable leather watch roll, leather and canvas, and I used that recently to go on holiday. I've done a video about the watches I took on holiday. This was one of them, and it's a really useful thing. The Spinnaker, you don't get anything like that, but you do get really good value for money. Now obviously, again, the Dan Henry 1970, this is a limited edition, where this isn't, so that's sort of good and bad, in that it's good that it's a limited edition from a collecting point of view, not so good because you can't buy it anymore. Whereas the Bradner, I don't know if they do limited runs or not. I think they had run out of the old version, but as far as I know, it's not a limited edition. So we'll just go through, obviously, the similarities. The dials, as you can see, are very similar. They've both got inner rotating bezels. They both feel quite similar, both feel really nice. If anything, I'd like a little bit more resistance on the Bradner, and I think the resistance on the Dan Henry is perfect. They both work really well as timers. Obviously, the minute track on the Dan Henry and the inner track there is much clearer. You can just about see it on here, but from a timing point of view, the Dan Henry is definitely better. This is done more as a style thing, so it's kind of that grey on black and sort of stealthy look, which I really like. And you can still use this as a timer as well. The handset, you've got the Chevy handset on here and these split hands on here. They've both got reasonably good loom. The Bradner, I'd say, slightly better loom than the Dan Henry, although it is very similar. You've got the sort of patinaed vintage look loom on here, and this really nice sort of green look loom on the Bradner. I like the second hand, very different on both. One's orange with a little loom pip, one's steel with a orange sort of loom pip on there as well. Really like them both. We've got Seiko NH35 movements, both in the same. Now look at the difference that having a date wheel, a black date wheel, makes. Now I didn't really realise how much that upset me until I saw this one. To me that just looks right, it blends in nice, it's clear, legible, just neatly framed, and here you've got a white date wheel, and I just think that's a lack of attention to detail. I can't believe that's a style choice, but I think that a black date wheel would have made that look so much better. So another little win for the Dan Henry there. Water resistance, we've got 180 feet now on the Bradner and 200 on the Dan Henry. You really, that's a neck and neck in my opinion. I'd happily swim with both of these. I'd happily snorkel with both of these, no problem at all. And to be honest, if you wanted to dive, do a little dive, you could easily do that as well. Just quickly on the crowns, we've got two different sort of crowns. We've got this cross-hatching, really chunkily knurled crowns on the Dan Henry, and we've got a Spinnaker logo and just a nice polished finish on the Bradner. I prefer these ones. They're just nicer. I like the cross-hatching. I could care less about a signed crown, to be honest, but I love this cross-hatching. Again, not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. I just think that they're nicer crowns on the Dan Henry. So at the moment, Dan Henry is kind of killing it. Now, if you just look at these two watches, you will see a glaring difference, and that is the size. Now, this is the 40mm, and they also did a 44. Now, I thought the 44 would be a bit too big for me, and I still think it would have been, so I went for the 40, which actually is a tiny bit smaller. This, on the other hand, is 42mm, and is perfect for me. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I wish they'd have done this in just a 42, because it would have been perfect for me, but I can understand that's not for everybody. Having a choice of a 40 and a 44 probably sounds like a good thing, but I'm in that sort of middle section, which is the 42 would have been perfect for me. So that's a bit of a win for the Bradner. Okay, the straps, I'll quickly just talk about the leather strap that comes on the Bradner. I absolutely love these straps, these sort of leather water resistant straps. I think they're stylish, they're comfortable, they conform well to the wrist, they're nice and flexible, they're water resistant, they dry nice and quickly. I really like them. The Tropic strap that came on the Dan Henry, I just didn't like it at all. And I can't remember, I think it might have come with, or was that the other one? One of them came with a NATO as well, but I didn't like it on that, so I tried it on a leather strap, didn't like it on that, it didn't suit it. And then I dug out this Seiko bracelet and put that on here, and it changed the sort of the style of the watch completely, and I really like it. It's nice and chunky, and I think it really suits the watch really well, so I've gone with that, and I'm sticking to it. And I know it says Seiko on it, but it's got Seiko movement in, so there you go. So let's just have a look at the back of the watches and the casework. Both, I think, are impeccably done. The brushing and the design features. So on the Dan Henry, we've got this octopus, and then you've got Dan Henry 1970 limited edition, number 1547 out of 1970, stainless steel, automatic, 200 meters, 660 feet. All the usual stuff on there. I really like that design. It's really deeply etched. That's never going to wear out. And yeah, no problems with that at all. Really like it. Spinnaker have gone for their kind of trademark display case. Again, we've got all the details there: automatic movement, stainless steel, water resistant, 180 meters, sapphire. We'll talk about the crystal in a minute. And this is the model number. It's the SP 5062. So that's the new version, and their sort of Spinnaker branded counterbalance in there. I mean, the Seiko NH35 is not a looker, I think you'll all agree, but it's okay. It's an interesting sort of talking point for showing people. I personally, I quite like it, and I also like the one on the Dan Henry. I like this finishing on this case back. It's really nice. It's really sort of tooly and chunky. I really do like that. So I'm sort of even Stevens on those. Let's just talk about the glass. Now, on the Spinnaker, we've now got sapphire crystal with AR coating. You can see the blue tinge on both of these there. So that's quite nice, gives some really nice effects. And you've got this kind of beveled edge, which gives a little bit of distortion on the edge there, as you can see, and stands quite proud. Really like that. The Dan Henry have gone for a different route. I'm not sure entirely why, but again, got a nice sort of dome on this crystal. Really nice feel to it. It is sapphire coated mineral crystal. Now, I kind of think it could be the best of both worlds. You've got the shatterproofness of the mineral crystal, and you've got the hardness of the sapphire crystal on top. You've got the AR coating, so that's all good. The only issue I've heard people talk about is that this is a laminated piece of glass, and things that are laminated over time can delaminate. Whether that will happen or not, who knows? It obviously hasn't happened yet. This is still, you know, a fairly new watch. Personally, I don't think it will, but I don't know what their process was on how they've done it. But that is one of those things we'll have to wait and see. Would it have been better with just a bit of sapphire crystal in there? I believe it probably would have been, like they did on this, and I think they could have certainly done it for budget. If Spinnaker can do it, I don't see why Dan Henry couldn't. But that's a definite win for the Bradner being proper sapphire crystal. So all in all, I think if you was choosing a watch, if you was looking to get obviously the 44mm, bear in mind that's going to be a little bit bigger than this. Actually, while I'm talking about the size, I will just put them on wrist and give you a quick demo. Before I do that, I'll also show a loom shot of both of them side by side. So here you go. Okay, so there's the Dan Henry on the wrist. I still like it. I really like this. I mean, I think it would have just been perfect if it had been a 42mm, but still like it. It's a nice lightweight watch. I think it really suits well on this bracelet, and nice pop of orange colour on there. It's a fun watch. It's a summery watch. Really do like that. And it's a 1970. It's very close to when I was born, this one. And there you go. There's the Bradner. Again, so I think that size is perfect for me. Really nice. I like the strap. Really fits really nicely. Really happy with both of these watches. And I know they're both compressor divers. They're both similar, but they're both different enough to keep both of them in my collection. So there you go. That's my comparison between the Dan Henry 1970 and the Spinnaker Bradner reissue. This is Watch the Time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Keep watching. I've got lots of reviews coming up and different things. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.